In June 1996, Tupac released a fierce diss track, Hit 'Em Up, in response to Biggie's Who Shot Ya?, full of venomous insults against Biggie and Puffy, and even threats of eliminating the two, which magnified the East and West Coast rivalry. Already, there were shootings across New York and LA between the two gangs reported every few days in newspapers. And just days before his actual death, while shooting for a song I Ain't Mad at Cha, he choreographed a scene of him being shot several times and dying in an ambulance, then entering heaven in a white suit and joining an eternal jam session with Billie Holiday, Jimi Hendrix, Louis Armstrong, and Miles Davis. Ever the businessman, Suge released the video 2 days after Tupac's death.
It is ironic, definitely a case of life imitating art.
And 2 months later, Tupac's first posthumous album, Don Killuminati, The 7-Day Theory, was released, which had his creative inputs. But did Tupac invite his own death? Minutes before the pro boxing tournament, as Tupac arrived at the MGM Grand's Hotel with his entourage, a member of his group, Trayvon Lane, whispered in his ear,
"Pac, look, he's the guy from Crips who stole the medallion Suge gifted me."
Southside Crips was one of the most notorious mafia gangs from Compton who had a rivalry with Death Row Records. And reportedly, the gang had put a bounty on Death Row medallions, lured by which Suspect 1, Orlando Anderson, a Crips member, stole it from Trayvon Lane. To avenge his act, Tupac immediately walked up to Anderson.
"Hey, you from the South?"
"Yeah, so?"
Tupac, along with his other friends, beat him black and blue. Hours after the brawl, Tupac and team were on their way to perform at Suge's Club 662. Meanwhile, an infuriated Anderson, along with his uncle and Suspect 2, Dwayne Keith Davis and others from the Crips, got into a white Cadillac and headed towards Club 662. They spotted Suge Knight's BMW at a red light and pulled right next to it. Davis passed on the gun to his nephew Anderson, giving him a nod. As Anderson fired his rage out, although Tupac was never part of a gang, he and Suge were affiliated to the Bloods, hanging out with them occasionally. Both gangs were from Compton, a southern suburb of LA, with Bloods and the Southside Crips as the main rivals. 12 shootings and 3 fatalities were reported in the days after Tupac's death between the two. And there were rumors that the Bloods were offering $10,000 for every Crip killed.